This is my 2013 diesel iLoad. It's an automatic with cruise control. It's done 162,000 kilometres. I'm the second owner. I've owned the vehicle for 5 years. I've done 70,000 kilometres in those 5 years, and the original owner did 90,000 kilometres. It's maintained, fully maintained to logbook standards by Hyundai at Bankstown. Certainly the 5 years I've owned it, and it's all up to date. It comes with Rhino rack, roof racks in a Rhino rack Sunseeker fold out awning or pull out awning. Also has kayak carriers, and it's got a PVC tank on top, which holds about 18 litres of water, which I use for showering, washing, that sort of thing. So I don't use it for drinking water. Has dressed rims on the vehicle, and it comes with a set of all-terrain tyres, which have only done about, well, I don't know, they would have done 5,000 kilometres. The van is in excellent condition inside and out. Seats are all good. There are no wear marking the seats at all. Inside of the van's all good. Has cruise control, has audio controls on the steering wheel. All the panel works in good condition. I won't go over the whole thing, but it's in good condition. I'm sure there are a few little, I don't know, nicks and scrapes. I can't find them at all, but the car is 10 years old. It does have a couple of little stone chips on the bonnet, but that's really the only markings on the outside of the van at all. I'll just start the van up so you can hear the engine go. That'll show you the mileage on the dash. Van has never had any mechanical issues. It's never been in an accident. As I said, I've never had any problems with the van at all. Just says that there's no it's great on fuel economy. But on the way, if I'm doing a long run, I can get 900 kilometres out of a tank in this van. Sort of the outside and the general. I've got the van set up as a camper van, obviously. Single bed, got a small kitchenette there, storage at the top, some storage down the bottom. I've got a manual water pump. It's fed. I've got 2 of these containers here. The one at the back is feeding the pump, and it's fresh water. This one at the front is for grey water. I don't have a permanently or installed sink. I'm using this silver, whatever that thing's called. The reason I don't is I just find having a permanent sink installed in such a small van doesn't work particularly well for me. I sometimes like to do the washing outside of the, washing up outside of the van. So being able to move the sink out there is pretty handy. Or even just at night when I'm just, washing up before bed, being able to sit on the seat and just clean my teeth and whatever. It's just a bit easier than having it mounted. And then what I do is once I finish, I just pour the contents into the grey water tank. I've got a little funnel there that does that. As I say, it's set up with a single bed. Got some storage underneath there. Now I have use this van with 2 of us sleeping in the van. I don't do it very often, but a couple of times my partners come with me. What we do in those cases is I've got a little bracket here that I've made up. I've got another piece of this ply here, and I just slide that from the back over the bracket. And what I do is I use this little chuck box I made. It sits about here. I put the plank on top, mattress on top, and then that's fine. That's how it works. And I move the fridge to the front seat. The other way I do it is, you would see in the ads that what comes with the van is a tailgate tent. So if my partner does come with me, we'll always go to a camping ground, and I put the tailgate tent out, and you can fit a camp cot in there. So I'll put a camp cot in there, and I'll sleep in there and she'll sleep in the van. The reason we do that is because we're a little bit elderly. We're sort of in our late 60s, so we get up quite a bit during the evening, and having 2 of us in here in such a small space just doesn't quite work for us. Would work for other people, younger people, but as you get a bit older, you are in and out of bed at night, so we just find it easier using the awning tent for that. But the bed's quite comfortable. It's just got a camp mattress in it. I've got, these are storage bags specifically made for the iLoads that fit into that back window area. Got one there, and you can't see it, but there's one on the other side as well. And I use that for the storage of our clothes, towels and things like that. As I said before, we've got some storage underneath there, under the bed. And then I've also got this little cabinet, which acts as a storage cabinet. And if I just undo it properly, it also acts as a little table. So I can sit here on the bed, put my dinner on the table, and that works fine. Or I put my iPad on the table late at night if I just want to watch some telly while I'm lying in bed, and that works really well. It's and it's got a little bit of storage inside it as well for bits and pieces. I have a 15-litre Brass Monkey fridge. Sorry, it's 25-litre Brass Monkey fridge. That's connected to a distribution board, power distribution board here, and then that's connected to a 90 amp hour battery. The 90 amp hour battery is connected to, or charged from, the alternator mains battery of the van. And I find that's all I need. I haven't bothered putting solar in, because the way I use the van, that keeps the battery pretty much charged up. When I go away, I'm driving a fair bit, so that keeps it charged up. Now, out of that 90 amp hour battery, and it only does run the fridge, and charges my mobile maybe, and the iPad occasionally, but it's got enough power in it to run that fridge for 2 to 3 days before it needs to be charged up again. Apart from that, there's the shelves and just little storage hooks and things to keep things nice and tidy. First aid kit, fire extinguisher. It's got a little rechargeable fan there. I have that connected into a little power bank, and that little setup there will give me a couple of nights of fan use, and then I just recharge it off the distribution board if I need it. I don't have 12 volt lights. I just have some battery operated puck lights. In this sort of van, that's more than enough. At the back of the van, I've got some slide out drawers. These are just drawers I purchased at Bunnings. They're drawers that you'd use in your laundry or your kitchen. So they're not massively big, but enough to store, a couple of blankets, little pump shower, the shower I actually use, little stool, bits and pieces. I've just got a bit of board I use on top of this one as a table, but it's basically the same sort of set up as the other drawer. I just keep some cutlery and stuff in there. That's just a view from the back of the van. Got a little bull bar step on the back there. The other thing to show you is on the other side of the van. I've actually set this up as to be a little bit of a garage. So those sorts of things that you need to have with your van, but you don't want cluttering up inside the van. You know, I've got some tent pegs and things, guy ropes, locky straps, toolkit, plastic piping which I connect up to that tap there, buckets, walking poles, tent pegs, just bits and pieces that you really don't want to have cluttering up inside your van. They go there. And so that's about it really. So that's the van. I'm asking $22,000 for it, which I think is good value. I think the van itself, you know, relatively low mileage for a 2013 in the condition it is. I think it's probably worth more than, well, it's worth $22,000 just as a van, but it's got a nice setup. Yeah, it's a do-it-yourself Bunnings build. It's not going to make it in Van Beautiful magazines, but it's a really practical and solid build, and extremely comfortable, and certainly served me well over the last 5 years. And the only reason I'm getting rid of the van is my partner would like to come along a bit more often, and we really need something bigger at our time in life. So that's about it. If you've got any questions, you can hit me up either from the Gumtree ad or from the Facebook ad. Thanks, bye.